Alrighty, everyone. Welcome to Connect Consumer Tech, the pitch competition that brings together leading members of the media with startups creating the coolest in consumer technology. My name is Jim Glade, and I'm a partner at Espacio, a media incubator, as well as Publicize, a PR firm for growth. I'm joined today by my colleague, Salome Muriel, who helped organize all of this event on the backside. So thank you, Salome, for being here. We're really pleased to be joined today by a host of leading journalists who report in the fields of startups, technology, business, and much, much more. We're equally privileged to host 5 very exciting startups offering innovative consumer tech products as they pitch their ventures in front of these distinguished media judges. We'll also be holding a live Q&A session with the judges at the end of the event. So startups and attendees that are listening in as well, you'll be able to ask specific questions of the journalists and get valuable feedback from them about media best practices. Without any further ado, we'll hop right into meeting our media judge panel. Judges, when I call your name, if you could come on screen and say hello so we can all put a face to the bio. First up, we have Anjana Pawa, who is the former growth editor at Business Insider, one of the world's top business news publications. During her time at Insider, Anjana analyzed and strategized to help increase the publication's readership. A journalist herself, Anjana has also published articles for some of the world's leading business and entertainment news media, including Teen Vogue, 17 Magazine, Grammy.com, and Dazed, among many others. Anjana, it's really a privilege to have you here.
Thank you so much. It's nice to meet everyone.
It's great to be here with you. Next up, calling all the way from, I believe, Berlin, we have Kate Lawrence, who's the senior writer at Tech.eu, one of Europe's leading technology news sites founded by Robin Waters. Kate's a very experienced technology journalist who has covered everything from AI to software to more recently the Russian-Ukraine war and its impact on the startup ecosystem. Before joining Tech.eu, Kate was a senior reporter at the NextWeb, a leading technology news publication and event organizer, which is owned by the Financial Times. And she's also written for publications like Read Write Web and DZone. So we're really happy to have her here with us, Kate. Thanks for joining.
Great to be here. Hi, everybody. Looking forward to the pitches today.
Thanks, Kate. Next up, calling from the other side of the world, we have Tiago Alves, who's a reporter at Brazil Reports, who covers politics, business, society for the English language news outlet in the South American nation. He is also a longtime editor for CNN Brazil, the country's Portuguese language affiliate from the popular cable news network. Tiago, it's really a pleasure and an honor.
My pleasure to be here, Jim. Hello, everyone.
Thanks, Tiago. Next up, we have Alexander Garcia, who is a contributor to Forbes Central America, the Spanish language version of the influential business magazine. He's also a regular contributor to Pulso, which is Colombia's largest digital news media outlet, and he's an account executive at Publicize as well. Alexander, thanks for being with us.
Oh, thanks for having me, Jim. Hello, everybody.
It's good to have you. And also joining us for the first time, we have Daniel Mora, who is a regular contributor to Novo Brief, the largest English language media outlet exclusively devoted to the Spanish startup ecosystem. His work has also been featured in Entrepreneur Magazine, among many others, and he also works with us at Publicize as well. So Daniel, thank you so much for joining and being here with us.
Hi, Jim. Thank you for the invitation. I'm excited to be here.
All right. Well, we're really happy to have everybody with us today, and we really look forward to the valuable insights and feedback that the judges panel you'll be giving us. Without any further ado, we'll go ahead and begin the competition. Journalists, like I mentioned, I'll bring you on screen. If you'd like to share your screen, let me know. You'll be presenting for 2 minutes, and then we'll open up for some comments and feedback from the media panel. Not easy, but I know he's going to do a really good job. We're going to bring up first Martin from Mohkin's League. Martin, give me 1 second, sir, and I'll pass you the presenter role.
All right. Can I share my screen before we start?
Yes,
I do
you
have
should.
presentation. You have the, okay, I have privileges already. Perfect. Awesome. Yep. Let me see if you guys can see the presentation.
Yeah, we can see
Okay, perfect.
the screen now and hear you loud and clear as well, Martin. So whenever you're
All right.
ready.
All right, guys. So thank you for having me. I'm Martin Repetto, originally from Argentina, living right now here in, after living in San Francisco, I moved to Barcelona, where I live and where we are creating Mokens League. So you can see a beautiful set of characters. So what is Mokens League? Mokens League is a new IP, right? So we've, with the surge of blockchain gaming, basically play to earn, we saw a very clear opportunity where we could create something that was completely new and it was not a scam, and where these beautiful new IP that are all NFTs can be used to compete, play online in what we believe it is going to be the next generation of blockchain gaming, basically allowing users to actually make a living for playing game, not just to do like a minimum wage and sort of Ponzi pyramids and things like that. We saw a clear problem, right? So the first generation of Web3 play to earn games like Axie Infinity ended up not working, and that they had to have a lot of changes in order to actually become sort of sustainable right now. But those promises of buying really expensive NFTs and making thousands of dollars online went down the drain. The reality is that paying user for just spending time in a game, it doesn't work. I'm a video game developer for the past 25 years. I'm also an ex-professional esports player, and I know one thing: like, games needs to be fun. There's the basic principle for designing games, that is mechanic dynamic aesthetics. Like, there's a whole thing on how you need to create a game, and that's exactly what we're doing. So by the way, we are already, we raised $2 million for making this project. We are already at private alpha. We have 50,000 people already registered for the beta, although we are only allowed 2,500 people to play our game, and we're currently about to execute this go-to-market strategy. So we are doing a new round and launching the game this year. And I want just to close. It's a lot of information for just 2 minutes, but I will just tell you that there are already 1,500 people playing this game on a monthly basis. So we're seeing really, really good numbers, and that means that our thesis was actually correct. So we expect to raise money and just take it to the next level. Thank you. That's Mokens League.
Awesome, Martin, and under time as well. So great presentation, and congrats on the funding that you guys have received too, and all the traction so far. We'll go ahead and we will open up for questions from the media panel. Media judges, please feel free to just raise your hand or shout out any questions, really informal. If anybody would like to start.
Hi, Martin. Thank you so much for your presentation. I really liked it. I really like the technology that you're using, the blockchain, the NFTs. And I'm wondering, like, are you planning to use AR or VR in the future with your games to include them in metaverse or something?
Absolutely. Like, my past company, Voxelus, was actually the first VR world builder that we released with a token back in 2015. So pairing VR with blockchain is something that I've already done in the past. And what we think the evolution of the, now we're calling metaverses, but they've been around for a long time, which is basically virtual worlds, right? Where they are going, we have absolutely plans to take in Mokens League into that direction. And we do have a lot of knowledge. Like, we were a VR development studio itself. So that's something that it will definitely come natural to us, Alex.
Oh, thank you so much. That's amazing.
Okay.
Hey, Martin, it's a great product, and it's really nice to see someone picking up from the errors that we've seen in this space over the last year or so. So kudos for that. Really nice presentation. My question is, what's the I guess the monetization model? Is it a subscription model? Is it something else?
Yeah, that's a great question. So that's another thing that I've seen that is so broken and so wrong in these first generation of play to earn games, which is basically was a gold rush, right? You know, trying to get as much money that you can, and that was also left out. You know, the video game industry I've developed for all the platform from all the different models, like from shareware to freemium to, you know, pay in advance, whatever subscription models. And the reality is like everything is invented. And when you're talking about a general, a specific certain target demographic, you already know what monetization, you know, model you need to execute, and they are already designed. We are going for a free-to-play approach with, of course, in-app purchases inside a product, like nothing different than from what you've seen on a Farmville or a Candy Crush, on a Clash of Clans, on any of those games. Everything is invented. So we're going with that model, but the main change is that all the items and all the assets that the user purchase inside a game, they're all NFTs. So basically, they have a deeper sense of ownership, and they could take it, you know, outside of our product, our ecosystem, and sell them whatever they want, right? So what we are trying to do is use blockchain on the value-added propositions to the user, and not just a, you know, quick mechanic to get a token that will fluctuate. God knows, you know, how, you know what I mean? Like we're trying to bring the two things together, like real gaming with new ways of accessing, you know, to digital private property, which is blockchain ledger, right?
Fantastic, Martin.
Hey, can I ask a question?
Oh, sure. I think we have time for one last question. Yep. Go ahead.
All
Thiago,
right.
sorry.
I'm Martin. Great presentation.
Hello, Theo.
Congratulations for your great product. So would you like to know what's the target audience you would like to achieve?
Yeah, that's a great question. The reality is when we started designing this game, we experimented with 18 plus, 18 to 25, and mostly male, which is, you know, we thought that was actually our target demographic because, you know, it's a soccer game. The first game that we are building for the Mokans is a soccer game. Of course, being from Argentina, it was very natural. Everybody knows soccer, most played and watched, you know, game on the planet. Also is so nice to our streamers. We have a lot of people streaming our game right now because, you know, streaming a game of soccer is fun. And so we thought that was our demographic, but the reality is that our IP started to cater to younger kids. I have a 10-year-old and an 8-year-old, and they love the game. And so we are actually expanding our horizons and exploring how we are going to be breaching. So everything is you know, is not money related if you're talking about, you know, under 18-year-old kids, right? So they need to be a game for them. So it's a big challenge because our audience now is 13 to 35 plus. Right. So because you have the traditional casual market plus the crypto NFT sort of, you know, people that it belongs to that sort of area. So it's a great question, Thiago, and it's something that we are actively trying to address internally, figure out, you know, our target audience.
All right. Thanks, Martin. And
All right, awesome.
yeah, very, very, very brave mentioning Argentina and football to a Brazilian right now. I think people are still a little sore.
We're brothers. We're brothers. You know, for me, I love Brazil. I you know, actually, yo falo português também. So yeah,
Fantastic.
I love Brazil. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, Martin, great presentation and congrats on everything you built so far.
Thank you, guys.
Sure thing. All right, next up, we'll go ahead and bring on Michael Wang from Prometheus. Michael, give me 1 second and I'll pass you the presenter role, sir.
Great.
All right, you should be able to share your screen whenever you're ready, Michael.
Great. Well, on the theme of Latin America, my wife is actually Brazilian, so kudos to everybody else here from Latin America. My name is Michael Wang, and I am the CEO and founder of Prometheus Alternative Investments. I spent almost 2 decades on Wall Street, primarily as a hedge fund manager, including at large funds like SAC Capital. Most recently was running the oldest hedge fund still in existence called Cypress. I pivoted away from fund management a couple of years ago to solve the issue of access to alternative investments. Billionaires have over half of their portfolios in alternative investments, but the average high net worth person has close to 0%. And my company, Prometheus, is a digital marketplace where people can easily access hedge funds, venture funds, private equity funds, and other alternative investments. It's also an investment-focused social network of professional fund managers and investment allocators. It's effectively a compliant and professional platform where these fund managers can actually feel comfortable posting content because they don't post on Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, etc., but they post on Prometheus. Now, we are backed by prominent investors, including Peter Thiel, Joe Lenza, ABC led our seed round, prominent fund managers like Kyle Bass as well. So if you allow me, I'd love to show you a quick demo of Prometheus so you can visualize what we're building here. The homepage here, it's an endless social media feed. Think of this as Twitter, but for Wall Street. And without all the noise that you find on Twitter, because you're only seeing content from verified pros. These are generally fund managers like Craig Shapiro, et cetera. So high quality investment focus feed of investment focused content. This invest button is our marketplace where you can discover funds, do all your diligence on the funds in a single place, view their presentations, get to know them through their video content, et cetera, where you have highlights, their performance metrics. This particular guy was up 90% last year. You could download all their documents in one place, and you could also invest in this fund without friction on our platform. Our platform is actually free for anybody to join. It'll take you 30 seconds to create an account. How we make money is through our broker dealer, through transactions. So if an investor invests in a fund, we collect a recurring percentage of assets raised, essentially. And you could go download the app on the App Store, Prometheus Alts. You could also visit PrometheusAlts.com on your desktop as well. So hopefully that was 2 minutes.
Under time.
Oh, perfect.
Even. So thank you very much, and a great presentation there, Michael.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we'll open up for any questions for Michael. If I'm not sure if Anjana or Daniel, anybody want to go first?
I can go first.
Thanks.
Hi, Michael. Yeah, thank you so much for that presentation. It was really useful that you show us actually your platform, and it really helped me to understand better what your business is about. Something that came into my mind is that you said that this platform is from everyone. However, I feel that you need at least a little bit of expertise in order to be able to handle it, Do you have any plan of action for those people who are not really into this kind of industry and want to start investing?
Yeah, that's a great question. So our two North Stars are, number one is education, number two is access. So the marketplace is allowing people to access these investments. The content that all these pros are posting is for folks who are interested in the world of investing, that don't want to go on Twitter, StockTwits, and Reddit to get their investment advice from some 19-year-old kid who probably has no idea what they're talking about. Come here to learn directly from the pros. We have our own content team where we also produce a lot of educational content as well that you could find here. Everything to as simple as what are alternative investments, to what is a hedge fund, how do you evaluate a hedge fund, et cetera, et cetera. So there's a lot of educational content that both our team and also our users post on the platform.
Oh, that's great. Thanks for that. That was something that came into my mind since the first moment that you began explaining your application.
Thank you. Great question.
Hi, Michael.
Actually, I wanted to.
Go ahead, Anjana.
Okay. Sorry, I guess my question is, you're saying that there are, and you showed us that there are expert voices on this. Is there kind of a vetting or verification process that these folks have to go through?
Yeah, so you see how the pros have a pro badge, essentially, that signifies, hey, they're credible people. And when they post content, people should listen. So absolutely, they don't automatically get a badge. They actually have to apply to get a pro badge to have their content surfaced to everybody else on the platform. And these are generally fund managers, whether they're hedge fund, VC, or private equity managers, or they're on the sell side, i.e. they work at Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, et cetera. And they're experts as well. So yes.
And they don't have to buy their badges like on Twitter.
Nope, it's absolutely free. Yeah, it's based on merit, not money.
I dig it, Michael. Tiago, did you have a question?
Oh yeah, I just a really First of all, congratulations, Michael, for your product. I think it's a great one. And it's already online, right?
It is live right
it's
now.
running. All right.
That's-
So I would just like to know how it's going.
Yeah, so we released this in invite-only beta about 7 months ago. And then we just about a month ago came out of that beta. So what we have is a platform of, right now it's pretty much the 0.01%. So a lot of family offices, a lot of billionaires, ultra high net worth, and also RIAs, registered investment advisors. That's our target audience on the allocator side. And then we have a ton of fund managers as well, you know. So far, so good. And we've also, even during beta, we've also already done $40 million of transactions through our platform. And there is, by the way, a direct correlation between how often a fund manager posts and how much assets that they raise. I.e., if you're a fund manager and you post all the time, then people get to know you, build trust in you, and they'll invest in your fund. If you haven't posted at all, you haven't gotten a dollar because nobody knows you exist, you know? And so marrying the social and the content with the marketplace is, I think, something that's working.
Michael, one last question on my end. I'm just curious on how you market this to consumers.
So right now we actually don't do it. We haven't done any marketing, and outside of I'll post on my social media, et cetera. Our growth entirely has been organic, i.e. the users that we invited will invite their users, or the fund managers that we put on our marketplace, which go through a whole diligence process in order to sell on our marketplace, they'll invite their investors onto the platform as well. So it's entirely been organic. You know, quite frankly, you know, we don't want to, I think the customers that we're trying to acquire, this ultra high net worth, it's the most expensive customer to acquire. I'm not sure that putting a lot of money on Facebook will actually get to those type of clients. And so we're sort of doing these things more grassroots. So we'll host, for instance, events with prominent fund managers on a podcast, and then those fund managers will invite their investors onto the podcast, et cetera. And so we'll grow organically like that. That's our plan.
Gotcha. Awesome. Well, congrats on everything so far and the growth so far.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right, Michael, great presentation. Thanks for being with us.
Of course.
All right, folks, we'll go ahead and move on to our next presenter. But before we do, a brief public service announcement, just a reminder for the judges to please score in real time in the judges scorecard as well. So thank you so much for that. Next up, we'll bring up Raja from Do Whistle. Raja, give me 1 second. And if you'd like to share your screen, I'm happy to do so. Raja, you with us?
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Let me speak for a minute and let you share my screen for a minute after that.
Okay, for sure. Just as a heads up on your profile, where the video is, I shared that, so you should be able to share your screen whenever you're ready on the video profile.
Alrighty.
Fantastic.
Okay.
So yeah, please go ahead whenever you're ready, Raja.
Okay, just a second.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for everyone listening here. Our idea is Do Whistle. When you hear the word whistle, you know, you're alerting nearby people. That's as simple as that. So Do Whistle is a technology platform, what we have developed for a person to find their problem solver nearby spontaneously. Simple. So idea is the Google, like the search platform, we all let consumer to search the discovery process for the problem solvers. For an example, if you want a plumber, and find it. If you want an Uber driver, Uber is an aggregator. So the platform what we have developed is to come or provide a digital soliciting platform like, hey, I want this and I have this, more generic. So when you come to a platform like Do Whistle, when you say, hey, I have this and I need this, if you are nearby, and you both get alerted. So that's a beauty of it. That's why we call it's a bi-directional search mechanism what we have developed. It's a pretty simple mobile app solution given to the people. But, let me give you some quick example. Like a retail, Costco kind of people, they are sending a lot of offers to the customers in multiple ways. Customer has to get inside to the store to discover, or go through their website, or go through their booklet what they sent. But still, a consumer have to put a lot of effort to find what they are looking for. So think about the whistle world, we call spontaneous world. Okay, you can specify, hey, if Costco announces wine on sale near me, just alert me, and that's all. When Costco is ready with offers, they can use our platform to announce all those things connected. The same platform can be used by ride-share providers. Hey, I'm a ride-share provider. I'm a ride-share provider like Uber or whatever, right? So, then now they got a democratized technology platform for everyone. So they can say heavy lifting, commission-based aggregator by, I'll become a whistler so that people know who am I, right? And this platform will enable them to make multiple functionality. Just a ride-share provider can become a solution provider for AAA-like companies they can partner with, so that they will have more, the providers group to cater to their customer needs spontaneous, rather than relying on dedicated N number of people. AAA is like a 70 million customer base, but Uber drivers are 5 million customer base. If they build a whistling behavior between them, boom, the service, the AAA can take huge advantage and solve their problems much faster.
10 seconds.
Right? Yeah. So exactly that's all we have built. It's a generic platform where the needs and have come to a common platform, get continuously monitored, and connect each other. The beauty of is the consumer also can carry their interest on the go and get connected. That's the new thing what we have given to the consumer side.
All right, Raja, thank you very much for presentation. I'm sure there's going to be a number of questions as well.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll start off to just ask, could you tell us a little bit about the traction so far, or have you guys launched? Are you in beta? And if so, can you tell us about the traction, how many users you have, etc.?
Absolutely. We have developed this platform and validated to check the users, how they resonate on a social cause problems. We got 50,000 downloads where people can solve their problem, but in India we did. So now we have changed pivoted the platform usability to give to the gig workers like Uber drivers or whoever posts in Craigslist area, enable them to make more money. And also I'm trying to in talk with the retailers so that they can effectively communicate to the consumer base. But that is new. We reset our growth strategy in US with these two focused area.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah. Well, I forgot one more thing. We did validated our platform connecting shippers and the carriers in India. We made closer to $1 million revenue, but just before COVID-19. After that, that was on hold. That's notable traction. Exclusive use case which connects like Uber freights.
Gotcha. Awesome, Raja. We'll open up for the media panel. If Kate, Daniel, anybody might have a question?
Yes, thank you, Jim. So, like my question is mostly like, what are your revenue streams at the moment? Like, how do you generate revenue, and also with accolades? Like you put an example when your drivers come in the platform as well. Like how you can generate from with them, and also with new users.
Absolutely, it's going to be a subscription-based platform. We are giving $1 a day like business model for them to earn more. So say for an example, if you are an Uber driver, you can become a whistler or all day long to gain your customers, earn everything and keep for $1 per day. Like retailers can whistle each items on sale per day per store. So that is the business model what we have built. So it's easy, affordable, and daily basis subscription, because our platform is wide. So our focus is to showcase the aggregators are very expensive, but this platform is cheaper, but does same work. And it's not a rocket science anymore, because at the end of the day, you are disclosing your skills around. Along with your location, it should not cost much. You cannot take 50% commission from Uber drivers like that. And from the retail perspective, a dollar and an item for sale all day long, so they can eliminate all possible the costlier mechanism what they do, printing booklets and sending to the people, a lot of things. It's very affordable platform.
Awesome. Thanks, Raja. Any other questions for Raja?
I have a question. So I know that you mentioned that the user base is mostly in India right now. Do you plan to expand a bit more globally?
That's a good question. The Indian market space was tested in beta to check how people resonate for social causes. So our focus is completely shift here in US. We are targeting, our focus is completely educating the retailers and gig workers to come and start using our platform. That's the whole idea. We started from January onwards from this year. So completely pivoting, we wanted to make this platform as a monetization platform. By the way, I forgot to mention, my advisor group is pretty solid. NVIDIA CIO, Stanford CDO, Tesla Motor CIO, Harvard and MIT innovation head are all backing my thought process. So everybody's, okay, let's test it and come back and start making money here in US. Our focus is, okay, we think this is the right time because the gig economy and the hyperlocal connection is much needed. People are validated Uber-like people at some segment, but our innovation can build a spontaneous world where the needs and have can connect much faster than anyone else.
Right on, Raja. Well, very interesting, and congrats on everything you built so far as well.
Thank you.
Great presentation.
And thanks everyone. Yeah.
All right. Well, we're rounding the corner for the last couple presentations. We'll go ahead and we'll bring on Patrick from Disktopia. Patrick, give me 1 second and I'll give you the presenter role, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. 1 second. Here we go. All righty. You should be able to share your screen. Just give me 1 second and I'll remove the spotlight as well from Raja here.
Yeah.
Okay, there we
go. Thank you. Apologies if it seems like I'm looking away. I have dual monitors, so
no worries. Whenever you're ready to, we're all set. We can see your screen perfectly.
Okay,
so.
Perfect. As introduced, my name is Patrick from Dystopia, and we are a streaming platform focused on monetization and communication through unique content. At our core, we are a streaming service as a we're a streaming platform as a service, and we're focused on 3 market profiles. Subscriber market profile, which is your everyday person who just signs up and wants to upload some piece of content to monetize. The education market, which we actually sell in bulk to schools and teachers and administrators to help with certain education initiatives, and the corporate marketplace. So essentially what we're doing is we're giving businesses and education institutions their own Spotify, their own Netflix, or even their own Podbean to produce podcasts. For our individuals, we pay them just as if they were artists. Podcasters are some of the only artists or creators that don't get paid per play. They don't have any tools. The market is very, very young, so they don't even receive royalties based on their IP. In the education market, we literally install or give a whole entire school, district, or department within a university their own streaming platform. Teachers can use it for podcasts, videos, audiobooks, translations, and it actually increases engagement when disseminating information. Last but not least, we've also done very well in the B2B space by literally giving corporate workplaces their own hosting communication platforms for internal communications. They are allowed to do training documents, policy documents, podcasts, videos, and disseminate down to employees, some to the number of 30,000. The market size is pretty huge. It's over 100 billion, all three combined. We're working in all three, not because we want to, just because happenstance. We've broken it out. Our basic subscriber starts at $6.99, and with that basic subscription, they can upload audio and continue to monetize from there. This is just one of our quotes. We're actually really helping and changing the world. This is the first time ever a podcast was ever made any money. And that was a direct quote for him. And this is our platform. This is actually what people see. We're actually on both app stores, and we do have a web app. If you were internal, such as a school or a business, it could be customized to your school colors or to your business branding so that you can do internal dissemination of communications.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and yeah, that's about it then. Because our roadmap is very deep, so I know you want to go in it, but we're on a road and we're going very fast. Any questions?
Awesome, Patrick, man. Well, I know it's 2 minutes is not a lot of time to fit so much information in, but thank you very much for the presentation. I was going to start off with the question, if that's okay, on just how you came to, like, which consumer segment did you start with, and then how did you come about identifying those other ones, because they're kind of all over the place a little bit.
Yeah, we actually started in music. We allowed indie artists to upload music. We were adjacent to SoundCloud and Bandcamp. And then during the pandemic, we got a lot of requests for podcasts. So we kind of just switched a couple neat gears on the platform to allow podcasts. Then we were approached by a school that wanted to securely upload their own podcast for privacy reasons, because it was during the pandemic and they wanted to actually disseminate lesson plans quickly, just with audio. And so they bought over 150 accounts. And so we just used it as a use case and then started cold calling or cold emailing other schools. And then that's how that business market started. Then recently, within this year, well, within the last 8 months, we're in Charlotte, North Carolina. So a couple banks reached out to us about having their own privatized platform on Azure. For us, it doesn't take anything. We change the branding, we redeploy it, they use our APIs. But it's the same thing if they were to upload training materials to YouTube or Spotify as a podcast, but they upload it internally that is secure and encrypted for their employees only. The last two business models came by someone requesting it. We evaluated it, we looked at the ROI on it, and it didn't hurt us, so we did it.
Very cool, Patrick. Congrats. We'll go ahead and open it up for questions from the media.
Yeah, I've got a question. Yeah, this is really cool. I'd be interested to know who your most prevalent consumers are now, given you've mentioned, for example, schools and enterprise. And also, do you have any competitors, as you know, distinct from Spotify and so forth, doing slightly different?
As far as competitors, there's a lot of hosting companies out there that focus on podcasts. There's not a lot of hosting companies that focus on music per se. And there's not a lot of podcasters. I mean, there's not a lot of companies that focus on video hosting for privatized institutions. They kind of have to set them up individually, internally. And our largest school account is a private chain here, not chain, but I guess private campus here in Charlotte, North Carolina, called Charlotte Lab. They have over 5,000 students. So that's the largest one we have so far. What's really cool about the education market is that they're using audiobooks to teach Spanish. And because if you read it in English and you hear it in Spanish, you actually learn the language faster and the material engagement rate is higher.
Hey, Patrick. Nice to meet you. Great presentation. And just curious, I think I missed information. So do you have any free plan
We do have a free plan, but our free plan is only geared to content that is free. So if a user uploads content like a podcast or uploads an audio album or audiobook and they mark it for free, then the free users can listen to it. We only charge to upload. So we only charge to upload. And when you upload your content, if you mark it that you want to get paid, then that stops the user from downloading it or listening to it. So we give the platform total freedom to the creator. It's really their choice, whether they want to give it away for free, put ads on it, or direct download, sell it for $10. We have some creators selling albums for $100. We have some creators selling t-shirts for $50. We've integrated every single tool that a creator could have or want, including merchandise, which is integrated through on-demand printing.
Very cool, Patrick. Do you have any kind of well-known names in terms of content creators that we might recognize on the platform?
We actually had Kanye West for Donda 2, but we had to decline it because he wanted equity as well. We actually dodged a bullet with that one. This was actually a year ago, so before he released Donda 2. That's from the music side. From the podcast side, we have the #1 Black true crime podcast in America. And we're in talks right now to ingest Spotify's audiobook catalog. We're actually meeting with them next week.
Awesome, Patrick. Well, congratulations. That's really cool what you built so far.
Thank you.
This question, can I ask it?
Oh, sorry,
Sure.
Alex. Yeah, sure, go ahead.
No, don't worry. It's like, hey, Patrick, thank you so much for your presentation. This was a really good presentation. I really enjoyed it. Visually, it's really attractive and content is really accurate. What comes to my mind is that I'm looking at this phrase that you have here, like Dystopia aims to be the streaming as a service platform for everyone. And I'm just curious about how's your plan to make Dystopia different from other streaming as a service platforms, such as, I don't know, like Spotify, that if you figure it out, they have also this kind of segmentation. You have music and you have like educational podcasts and you have business podcasts. How are you going to deal with this differentiation from other different platforms?
Well, yes, that's a great question. We get that question all the time. Right now, we're targeting their creators. We pay their creators 10 times more than Spotify pays them. And we do it because we only charge for the technology. And that's just from the Spotify angle. It's not that we're running from Spotify. We're trying to be different from Spotify. It's the same difference. McDonald's and Burger King, Papa John's and Pizza Hut. Streaming is a good business and we want to be involved in it. We just want to do it from a different angle. We also provide what we call True Play, which is a patent pending engagement metric where you can't fool the play, or other platforms kind of fool the play. And it's all about clicks and that really don't really mean anything. We are very, very focused on the mission of short form, get you noticed, long form, get you paid. So we're not trying to compete with TikToks, Instagrams, Facebook, or LinkedIn. That's all short form media that will get you noticed. You'll build a big fan base, but at the end of the day, you still have to sell long form to monetize. And so that's our focus, is that bridge from after you've been noticed to when you want to monetize.
Okay, cool. Thanks for that. I suppose that this question might be asked so many times.
It really, yeah, you could tell I've practiced that answer, huh?
Yeah, thank you so much, Patrick.
Thank you.
All right, Patrick. Well, fantastic presentation. And again, congratulations on everything you built so far.
Thank you.
All right, folks, we're on to the final presenter. And a quick reminder to all the judges to have all those scores settled up by the kind of the end of this presentation and feedback round, so we can announce a winner. Never easy to go last, but I'm sure she's going to do a great job. We have Patricia from MyHixel. Patricia, give me 1 second and I'll share your screen.
Sure.
All righty, you should be able to share your screen whenever you're ready.
Okay, 1 sec.
Can you see the screen?
Yep, we can see your screen and hear you loud and clear too.
Okay, so well, thanks for having me here. I'm Patricia Lopez, CEO and founder of Mahixel, a pioneer male sexual health brand that offers innovative solutions based on science and tech to improve men's sex lives. 31% of men worldwide suffer from premature ejaculation, and 80% of those men decide not to go to specialists because of shame. Besides this, most of men in general are interested in lasting longer in bed. And that's why there are millions of monthly researches on the internet related to this topic. But basically, what do they find? Dapagliflozin, which is the only drug approved worldwide for premature ejaculation, it is an antidepressant pill with important side effects, and numbing creams and sprays that desensitize the area but don't heal the issue. Mahixel offers a scientific-based solution that has been demonstrated to multiply up to 7 times the duration of male sexual encounters with no side effects. It is the combination of a stimulation device that is FDA registered and CE marked as a medical device, with a training app which contains an 8-week program for controlling climax designed by experts. We also offer online consultation services with sex therapists and urologists to support our users. Our business model is B2C, but we also sell through distributors, medical ones, but also from the consumer and electronic space. We started 5 years ago, and in this period, we have run 3 clinical trials to demonstrate its efficacy. We launched it onto the market in June 2019, and since then we have sold more than 22,000 units, and we sell in more than 40 countries. In April this year, we are going to launch the second version of our product, where both hardware and software have been improved, and we are putting the focus on real-time data gathering. We launched a pre-sale Kickstarter campaign in December, where we reached $575,000 in just 40 days. Thank you.
All right, Patricia, great presentation, and just at time too. So congratulations. Thank you very much. It's not easy going last. So thank you.
Thank you.
We'll open up for questions from the media panel. I'm not sure, Anjana, Alex, anybody want to start us off?
Yeah, I wanted to make a quick question. First of all, like congratulations on the capital raise and how quickly you got it. My question mainly is like, one of the problems that you discover, of course, is kind of like men don't talk about this problem, right? So like, what are you trying to do different as well to reach out to them, to offer them like another solution rather than the one that they can find directly on Google?
Yes, well, actually, it's 3.5 years that we have been selling the first version. Has been tough since we were not allowed to run social media ads so far, because well, sexuality and sexual products are banned constantly. But we have been focusing on investing in PR, branding, brand awareness, even education. But fortunately, 5 months ago, Meta, Facebook, Instagram, they have changed their advertising policy. And for the first time, they allow brands like ours in the space of sexual and reproductive health to run ads. And that's why that's one of the main reasons we have been success in the crowdfunding campaign, where half of the incomes are coming from Facebook ads. So now we have a huge opportunity to spread the solution we are creating to the mass, because of course the statistic is huge, and there are many men and partners that are interested in having us access to an alternative therapy for premature ejaculation or for controlling climax with no side effects.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Patricia?
I have another question.
Yeah, sure. We'll go with you, Alex, and then Anjana after that.
Okay. Hi, Patricia. Nice
Hi.
to meet you. You have a really cool product, and I really liked your own presentation. I really enjoyed it. And I was wondering, it is proven that this premature ejaculation, it's like a physical problem condition. Well, yeah, let's say condition, yeah. However, it's also proven that premature ejaculation, it's like a mental state of mind, you know, like some people don't really overthink for this premature ejaculation, so it's also mentally. How do you do this accompaniment to people? I mean, you are trying to fix this condition, but it can be also like a mental condition. How do you accompany your
Yes.
customer?
Yes, actually, well, when it comes to male sexual dysfunctions, erectile dysfunction is more related to physical conditions and physical symptoms and causes. But when it comes to premature ejaculation, which is the incapacity of controlling climax, it's more mental, and it's affected by more psychological aspects. So basically the app is an 8-week program, but it's based on cognitive behavioral therapy. Okay, it is a kind of therapy that has been designed by a sexological institute in Spain in collaboration with universities and hospitals, the area of psychology and also urology. So basically we are teaching men in 8 weeks how to control the mechanisms involved in the process of ejaculation, but not only the physical ones. I mean, we teach them how to control the pelvic floor, sphincters, etc., but also the mind. I mean, how the stress and anxiety that this lack of control provokes in men, it is addressed with this kind of cognitive behavioral therapy. So what we did basically is to translate into a digital solution, a therapy that was tested during years in a physical practice before, and we are combining this therapy, this app, with a physical product, because it was also very important as a training tool, because it emulates the sensation of real penetration. So that way we are getting our users trained in a very, very realistic way. So when they learned the technique and can put into practice what they have learned, they feel very similar, the real intercourse sensation, that what they have learned during training.
Oh, thank you so much. That really complements a big part of your presentation.
Thank you.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Anjana, sorry.
You mentioned that there is also a team of experts that's able to kind of talk and guide. So I guess my question is, does that kind of live on an app? Is it kind of a supplemental part of the product itself? How does that work to connect the user?
We had one line in the past, I mean, with the first version, where a online consultation was included. Okay, but we were working with more and more professionals over the last years. So we decided to launch a online clinic. Okay, so besides the online consultation, which is included in the product, you can also have access to more professionals or following consultations through the online clinic. We also launched a online academy because we detected a lack of educational information, especially in the male audience. So we have created courses related to male sexuality graded by experts. So we have the main product, which is the scientific-based solution for climax control, but it is surrounded of services as well.
Hi,
right,
Patricia. Can I ask you her question, Jim?
Of course, of course.
All right. I'm just curious about one thing. Is this a physical device? So, but it works as a treatment, right? So
yes,
how long is that treatment should last?
8 weeks. I mean, because we were using a physical device that it has the shape as a masturbation device, we had very clear that our main value proposition, of course, was the therapy. And we also created barriers for competitors and even for not being compared with sex toys or that kind of products. And that's why we run clinical trials. We got the FDA registration, the CE mark. Now we're exploring to get the medical certifications in Middle East as well. And it is the way to differentiate ourselves. And actually, there's no brand or even product like us, where hardware and software are combined to address a male sexual dysfunction. So it's like a blue ocean. And when I used to attend a lot of medical congresses, sexual medicine congresses, and there's no tech company creating specific devices and technology for the sexual health space. So it's very promising.
All right, fantastic, Patricia. Well, thanks for a great presentation. And you also sparked an idea for me. We've done Connect Health Tech before, but maybe sexual and reproductive health tech could be a theme down the line. It's really interesting what you built. So thank you very much for sticking around and staying with us.
Thank you.
All right, judges, it is now time to finalize your score. So if you have 30 seconds, if you could please, just to make any quick changes or any updates, and then we'll go ahead and announce the winner. And also we can take this time if anybody from the, either from the audience or from the panelists have any questions for the media, we'd love to get them answered as well. Attendees, if you do have questions, please go ahead and raise your hand and I'll invite you to chat. And if any of the panelists have any questions, please feel free, startups, founders, to shout them out as well. I'm curious to hear about some of the founders as well and kind of their approach to contacting the media and getting their story out there as well. So if anybody has any questions, we'll start it off. I'll start us off with one question. I know we can be a little shy at the end after all that presenting. I'm curious from Anjana, I know you spent a lot of time freelancing for a number of different publications, and I'm wondering if as a freelancer, like where do most of the ideas for stories come from, whether those are direct pitches from companies or from representatives of entertainers, or if you're kind of digging for these, where do a lot of your story ideas come from?
That's a really good question. I think at the beginning, it was a lot of digging, kind of getting networks and contacts, but it's generally just cold pitches into my email inbox and kind of having a network of editors that I've worked with that I know who might be interested in certain ideas. I think once you've been a freelancer for a bit of a time, you kind of have a bucket of editors that you know that you've worked with in the past that like certain angles and certain ideas. So I think from a freelance journalist point of view, cold pitches and pitches into the email inbox is really one of the greatest ways to get the word out there to a journalist or to an editor, to kind of see what type of stuff you're doing, what kind of hole you're filling in the market. If a pitch is great, I will look at it and think about it and then bring it straight to an editor. So it's definitely that's kind of how I find most of my story ideas these days.
Okay, gotcha. And Tiago, kind of on the other end of that, as being an editor yourself at CNN, do a lot of the story ideas come from you, or do they come from reporters who pitch them up to you? Kind of what's the process there for deciding what CNN Brazil is going to cover?
Well, I think it's a mix of all of them. Of course, we have the main news who comes breaking the news, such as the Ukraine war, such as the politics, but also we have a lot of news that ideas come from reporters. We have a lot of offers as well, coming from different companies, showing new initiatives, products like that can impact the society in a positive way. So this also counts and comes from like social media press offices also. But basically, I would say like 70 or 80% of the news which we put on the air basically come from reporters' ideas and editors. So, but at CNN, we have more space dedicated to political economy coverage, technologies as well. But as I said, so there's not only the news you are going to watch on CNN. There's a space for every news, every important news, impacting news.
Gotcha.
So, but I think it's a little different when we work as a journalist for a big company than when we work as a journalist as a freelancer.
No, definitely, for sure. I think also it kind of makes sense. It sounds like pitching reporters, maybe instead of pitching editors, could be kind of your first gateway in, because obviously they have to get those approved as well.
For sure.
I got a question in from one of the attendees as well. I just wanted to ask, and maybe we can pose this to Kate or to Anjana as well. Maybe Kate, from your point of view, what's a really excellent pitch look like?
Yeah. Okay. First thing I would say is be clear if you've sent it to anyone else on the team, because we often have a situation where someone will send it to all of us, and it's a nightmare because we have to work out if someone else is already working on it. Look, firstly, we need a good heading. So if you know, for example, that I write about something particular, I write about lots of things, but pick a buzzword, prop tech, health tech, something, so that we know from that line what you're talking about. Don't start by saying, can I send you something? Just send it. Make it easy for us. And you're looking at maybe 2 short paragraphs. You can use dot points. You can put a link, some links, some pictures, something like that. Make it, think about how, digestible you can make something, but also be clear about, what do you want from this? Do you want an interview? Are you just sending us a press release? Like, what's the plan at your end as well? Because that's useful for us to know as well.
Can I add some information?
Sure.
Because as a journalist for CNN, I think a big concern is not to try to make advertising of the products, just like for Patricia's an example. My hits. So it's a great product, but we cannot do a report and just say, hey everyone, look how this product is great. It's going to improve your life. Even if it is going to, we have to be really careful. So the good way, I think the best way is to show how this product can impact society positively. So you have to think about how you can, how can you spread this message? Not only how would you sell your product? Do you know what I mean?
I like it. No, that makes a lot of sense, Thiago. Yeah, thank you. I think I see Patricia's hands raised too.
Yeah, no, of course. I mean, the space I'm working on, it's complicated. So even when we have to pitch media, of course, we try different angles of not just the product angle. Of course, it's we know that. So, but we are approaching the angle of how society is breaking the sexuality taboos, or the angle of a female founder, and that it's launching a startup related to this kind of space, or I don't know, different kind of angles and approaches that are not 100% focused on the product. I totally understand that media is not interested in promoting a product just with a piece.
Awesome. All right. Well, if there's no more questions for our media panel, I'd like to first thank them for all the answers to the questions and also for the time they spent judging the competition. But we are ready to announce the winners. I wanted to ask if everybody would unmute. We'll go ahead and we'll make sure we give big rounds of applause for the third, second, and first place winners. It's really not easy to come up here in front of so many people and present. So, first of all, a big congratulations to everybody that did get up here so far today. So, without any further ado, in third place, we have Patricia with My Hixo. So congratulations, Patricia.
Thank you. Thank you.
Nicely done. And I hope you're having a fantastic time at Mobile World Congress, Mobile World Congress. And and hopefully you're getting a lot of cool connections made too for your product.
Okay, I'm glad that you liked the the product and the pitch.
Oh, definitely. And like I said, we'll be in touch if we do a sexual health and reproduction pitch contest too, for sure.
Great, thanks.
All right. Next up, in second place, we have Michael from Prometheus. Congratulations, Michael.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
Oh, you did fantastic, Michael, and thanks for sticking around too. I know you have a super busy schedule today, so really appreciate you being here with us.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
No, it's our pleasure. All right, guys, and finally, our number one seat today, who did a fantastic presentation, really blew me away with the amount of markets he had. Patrick Hill, the CEO of Dystopia. Patrick, congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
Nicely done. Nicely done. What's next for you, Patrick?
We're going to Vegas next week for Podcast Movement. So if anyone's going to be around there, just let me know. This is where we'll be at. I don't know why they want to put a conference in Las Vegas, Nevada for a whole week. My engineering team won't get anything done, but we'll try.
For sure. No, hopefully you survive the event. But no, congratulations, Patrick. Really good presentation. And I wanted to thank everybody today. If anybody would like to get in touch with any startups or any media as well, please email myself and Salome. This event is all about kind of creating connections and moving forward. I wanted to thank our media panel, specifically Anjana, Kate, Thiago, Alexander, and Daniel. Thank you very much for taking time out of your day. And also to all the startup founders and all of the attendees who listened in as well. We hope to see you on the next Connect event. And finally, a big thank you to my colleague Salome and also Charlie, who helped put all this together on the back end. So thank you both. And we'll see you guys at the next Connect event.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Congrats. Bye, Kate. It's good to see you. Anjana, thanks for joining us. It was great having you. Hope to have you back.
Yes, thanks.
All right, cheers. Martin, thanks. Raja, thanks. Everybody take care. Bye, Daniel. Bye, Tiago. We'll talk soon.